Shalom, shalom, everyone.
Shalom, shalom, everyone.
It looks like we don't have anyone in just yet. We will wait, I guess, to see if we have any takers for the day.
Yes. Welcome. Someone just came in. Welcome, welcome. Please hit the like button as you come in.
Please.
Okay. It came in and went back out. That's okay. If it's just me and you, we'll just keep it short today and keep it rolling. So, Amaya, you want to open with just what we're going to be talking about today?
Well, I mean, this is something that was birthed through you. So, shalom, shalom. We have two that's here.
Shalom, shalom, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Please hit the like button as you come in. Oh, not going.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, please hit the like button as you come in, and we will go ahead and I guess begin with our topic today, which is what the motherland has done for us.
Yes.
And this is something that came to our through the midnight hours. I guess you would say she was up quite early this morning
meditating,
and so I guess it's just appropriate to discuss today what the motherland has done for us, and it's specifically our.
Yeah. So and before we go any further, we just want to say thank you for those who have supported us.
Aquarius Scuba Kids, good
morning. Yes.
Good morning.
Grand Rising, Shalom. Thank you for the ones who have supported us. I just would like to say, Amadi and I are, you may see some changes in the near future. We are going through some things right now, personal attacks against our character. But we hold fast to who we are and what we are. And there's no formed against us that shall prosper. We have come to Gambia, and we have kept a clean slate, and we will continue to do so.
In spite of and regardless of what anybody has to say.
Yeah. And those who vibe with us, great. We have people reaching out to us, wanting services. We will still have some services outside of Mamaland, but any services that we offer, that Mamaland offer, will be working those through Mamaland. There are some services that we will continue to offer that Mamaland doesn't offer, but there are going to be some structural changes in regards to our some of our services. So just beware of that. But as Amadi said, last Sunday's topic was a very difficult topic for us. However, with some of the things that have been going on, we felt a responsibility to be open about some things that were going on and that people should be careful. We didn't want to, in the past, we promoted people, and sometimes they turn out to be who you don't think they are, and you have to pull back, and you can't let people think that you still support them. So we had to do that video. It was a very painful, and after that video, the week just was awful. It's the worst week we've had since we've been here. I tell you, there's been tears, there's been just so many emotions, and so many, and it's really caused us to cry out to the Most High even more. So this AM, the Most High woke me up really early and started speaking to me specifically, And I told Amadi, I don't want to do this by myself. I want him by my side. But the name, what he was dealing with me in regards to is, you know, to look at the beauty that has occurred during our stay here. Don't let 1 week or one situation in it with some relationships sour your whole experience. Let's focus on the beauty, you know. So that's what brought this topic about. And also, we're going to be very careful about the people we interview in the future. So you may get us until, you know, we just want to be careful about who we interview and who we put in front of people, you know. You want to read some of the comments before I get started?
Oh, right now, I think it's just everyone saying good morning and
Okay.
grand risings.
Yes.
Shalom.
Okay.
And grand rising, everyone. Shalom.
Paterno Cisse.
Greetings, family, and everyone watching.
Okay. Yes. Blackman and kindly Keisha. Thank you all. Okay. So the topic is what the mothership has done for me. And Amadi, some of these won't pertain to you because, of course, it was given to me, you know, this morning, this
I'm here
AM.
for support.
He's here for support. But if anytime you want to interject, you know, please do. Okay, so number one of the things that the motherland has done for me, it stripped me of materialism. Okay. Now I'm always gonna like nice clothes, you know, because that's me. I'll never change that. Um, However, I don't desire Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and don't get in your feelings. I'm not judging. This is where I am. Okay. I don't desire Louis Vuitton, Gucci. Our resources. Well, let me back up. I don't desire to give Louis Vuitton or Gucci our resource to live their gluttonous life. Okay. I prefer to build a legacy for our children, not theirs. True nation building is on the agenda. In America, I don't think, in America, we didn't think ourselves to be materialistic, but moving here, you know,
we found out that maybe we were.
We find out that maybe we may not have been as bad as other people, but you know, we really realized after coming here how materialistic we were.
Well,
you know,
we didn't do things to keep up with the Joneses.
No, we didn't.
We did things.
We didn't.
That we thought were, I can't even say necessity. We just had a lot of wants that. I guess
we desired
really,
nice things, and we desired quality.
Yes.
And you know, and usually that was name brand, you know, but we kind of got into excessive, like buying too much. I think that's where the materialism came in, where, you know, too many shoes,
Guilty.
Too many purses, you know, that type of thing. And I'm not saying that one can't do that, but when you move to the motherland, you start to reassess what you need.
Well, there it was like you wanted a different pair of shoes and a purse.
Yes, with every
outfit. Matching all the outfits. Different pair of shoes for different outfits.
Yeah.
Here's, you know, a few pair of sandals and
it's sufficient.
That's it.
Yeah, and you're happy.
Yeah.
You know, you're happy, and you know, so that's one of the things that I would say the motherland has done for us, or done for me and us corporately, is basically materialism. It's not heavy on our agenda.
You learn
here.
what's truly important.
You do.
And a bunch of shoes and purses is not it.
It's not. Yeah. It's not. And I'm not saying, you know, when you get to the motherland, you can't have those things, because I bought a purse here, and I got it for a very, very good price, 100% leather, and excellent quality. and I was able to get it at a fair price, but it didn't have Louis Vuitton or all that, and that's good. That's fine. It went to support a Gambian. Went to support an African. It's nation building.
And I tell you what,
it's keeping money in our circle.
I've seen 100% pure alligator purses over here that didn't cost $500,000.
Yes, exactly.
I can tell you that for a fact.
And when we you can get quality here. When you buy quality here, like I said, it's going to support people, like you. Whereas, whenever you buy Louis Vuitton, a lot of these people won't even put you on their ads. They don't want Black people wearing their clothes and carrying their things. But
one designer came out and said he didn't care.
Two.
Was it two?
It was two designers that I know of that absolutely did not want, their clothes associated with us.
Clothes weren't made for us.
Exactly. And that's fine. You come here, you can get everything made just the way you want to,
They made all their clothes by standing up sticks. And wrapping that stick in some clothes.
Okay.
So anything other than straight, the clothes were made for
you. Yeah. So that's number one. Strip me of materialism. Okay. Number two, the motherland has stripped me of vanity. I'm just going to read and then elaborate. I still like to look beautiful. I have a husband that, I have to please, and myself, of course. I still like to look beautiful. However, I found that beauty in its natural state is more desirable. Beauty from within exceeds the beauty without. I'm comfortable and beautiful with my natural hair, without a face painted on or my figure revealed. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. He said, let us make man in our image, and it was very good. So that is not to say any negative thing against anyone who I have makeup. I just don't wear it every day because I don't, there's not a reason to wear it every day. But it just here in the motherland, just a lot of the things that you left the house, you had to do this and you had to have put on all of this heaviness just to be accepted. In the West. For those who don't have natural hair, you had to straighten your hair. Before I embraced my natural hair, or, I would put on a wig for them. I wouldn't put a perm in my hair, but, I would wear a wig for them. And I guess a few months before, I left my corporate job, I locked my hair. And, it was so liberating to accept me, the way I am. And not only that, being here in the motherland, we attend a Bible study. And I learned something that really makes it even more important for me to embrace, my natural beauty. And what we are learning is that creation came about by the speaking of the Most High's word. And in his speaking, there's frequency and the vibration. And with that vibration, it will form a design. It will form textures. So your texture and your design is because of the breath of the Most High, or how he spoke. So for us to alter ourselves, is a insult to the Most High, that we're not pleased with what he spoke, his creation. So, looking around at all of my beautiful brothers and sisters here, in their natural state. I mean, a lot of them just maybe don't have makeup. Some of them do or whatever, but and it's just beautiful, So here the vanity has been put aside. It's like you're able to exist in your natural beauty. You're not always worried about, this has to be right and whatever. It's just
Manicures, pedicures.
yeah. I think I had one pedicure.
Eyebrows, all this
I've
other
had
stuff.
I had one pedicure since I've been here. I haven't had a single manicure since I've been here. I just cut them, keep them low, you know. But and I'm not saying that's not here. You can do all of that, but I'm saying what the motherland has done for me.
Mhm.
Okay. Number 3, the motherland has given me stronger faith.
Mm.
I'm now in a place that only my spirit remembers. My ancestors were taken from here, but as for my flesh, this place is new to most of my senses. I am walking by faith, not by sight. Isn't that what Abraham did? This shouldn't be strange to his children. So, we come from a system in America where, if you're hungry, at least, you can go get food stamps if you had to,
In some instances.
In some instances, yeah, they make it very difficult.
Mhm.
But, there's welfare there, for people who are unable to make it. There's housing there for people who can't,
Cell phones now.
yeah, they even have cell phones now for people who can't afford cell phones. But all of that comes with the price.
Absolutely.
It comes with the price. And here in the motherland, you don't have those things, but you have the trees that bear fruit. You have the ocean.
Fruit and medicine.
Yeah, the trees produce fruit and medicine in their season. And the ocean and the rivers produce, your fish. So it's provision, but in a different way.
Mhm.
But here we're trusting God or the Most High. In the U.S., you're trusting the systems, the government. And you say you trust God or the Most High, but many people will not leave those systems because that's what they're depending on. And I'm not going to say it's not something that you have to think deeply in regards to, because our tax dollars pay into those systems. However, just being here, we've had to, our faith has been elevated to a level of where we don't have anyone but each other and the Most High. And we have some friends, but very few friends. But we have some friends, but we know if nothing else, we have each other and we have the Most High.
And you also have to consider when you say system and systems, how deep that rabbit hole goes. We're not just talking about local government, your national governments. You have banking systems, right?
Yeah.
You have the what else? Welfare systems.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just goes on and on. Everything around you is basically a system.
Yeah.
Throughout each day. Every day you get up and go to work. You stop at the gas station. You get gas. You go to the grocery store. Behind everything you touch, there's a system.
Yeah. And most of them aren't the Most High system.
Correct. And they control how that system functions. And if you come too dependent on the system, then they have control of you.
Yes.
I'll leave it at that.
Exactly. Yeah. That's true. So yes, our faith in the Most High became a more deeper walk, a more unfamiliar walk, but yet we keep a walking, Okay. So number 4, the motherland has made the Most High's word more tangible and literal to me. Living here is like living in the Bible days, the market, the clothes, the custom, the people. These are truly the people of the Bible, of whom the children of the formerly enslaved Hebrews came from. The book speaks, the Bible speaks to you here. It's revealed to those who can spiritually see.
Mhm.
And I will basically say, when we came here and we went into the market, I remember going to get I don't remember if it was some grain or some rice or whatever.
Mhm.
And the lady asked me how much I wanted, and I told her a kilo. And she said, "I'll give you good measure."
It's actually one Joe.
Was it one, Joe? Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. And she said, "I'll give you good measure."
Mhm.
And it's just so many things here that are still so true to the way things were, like during Tabaski, everyone getting their ram.
Those are Bible stories.
Yeah, yeah, everyone getting their ram to go sacrifice
Mhm.
for when Abraham was basically willing to sacrifice his son. The Most High put a ram in the bush, and so you saw people going to get their ram to celebrate and commemorate that.
Mhm.
And just how you see the Fula, with their cows on the beach, or the cows just following, it's so many things. It's innumerable.
Mhm.
The things that you see, the way the women cover themselves, they're modest, and even the way the women, well, that's coming up next too, so I'm not going to jump ahead.
Okay.
But it's just amazing to me. It's like, wow, it's like we're in another time zone.
Mhm.
Just to see beautiful people loving their God, the Most High, the praying. I think Muslims pray 5 times a day. We pray 3 times a day. But it's like all of these ancient things that we read about, that our parents would drag us to church, and we would read and we would read and we would read. And then you come here and it's like everything is more literal and more tangible, and you understand, you understand better. And and I actually by and by. What that mean?
You said you understand better.
Yes, I do. You understand. It just brings things just to in your face. You're like, wow, you know, um, you see the wells, and you think about, you see the women at the well.
Mhm.
It's just amazing to me. The culture here is just so rich and so beautiful, and it just really, really takes you back to the covenants,
The naming ceremony.
the naming ceremonies. Oh my goodness, I was supposed to upload that video last week, but you guys, I'm telling you, we had such a difficult week, a very difficult week, and I didn't get to upload it. But the naming ceremony, when the was it the Alcalo who did the ceremony, or was it?
No, it wasn't Alcalo.
It wasn't
just
Alcalo?
A family member that.
Okay.
That's his job.
Okay.
The person with the voice, with the best voice.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, when he lifted that baby up and said the baby's name, it's just something that went through me. I thought about 2 things. I thought about John.
Oh.
I thought about John,
Mhm.
who his father named him Zacharias when he was mute. And when it was time to name him, his mouth was open. They was having the ceremony at the house, and he was in the house, and the angel opened his mouth, and he came out and said his name will be John. I thought about that. And then I also thought of Simba, when his father in Lion King held him up.
Actually, the baboon.
Was it the baboon? Baboon. Yes, the baboon. And then you're right. And Roots. How he raised up his child and said, Kizzy, your name would be Kizzy. And it was like, oh my goodness, it was just.
Kizzy, I think that was Kunta Kinte.
Was it Kunta? Oh, it was Kunta.
Yeah,
but did he not? He did the same with Kizzy, I thought.
No.
It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but we're saying all this to say is coming here has restored what was taken.
Absolutely.
And it just brings the Bible, your culture, back to you. And was that not an emotional ceremony?
It was like I said, it saddened me a little bit because you come to realize what all we actually missed by being taken away, the culture that we lack, the knowledge that we lack because we weren't here to experience a lot of the things to be passed down to us.
Yeah.
You know, we had the West passed down to us, and you know, a lot of things here, a lot of things did translate from the West to here. You understand more why we did certain things in the West, but then you come here and it all just comes full circle.
Yeah.
And you understand the depth of what we missed out on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming here has been, oh my goodness, it's filled a void. It's filled a void. It's like you sit in church all the time and you just, all the shouting and all of this, and it gets old, and you're sitting in church and you're like, what, there has to be more. When we get here, we understand what the more is. It always and has been about bringing righteousness into the earth and being a light to the rest of the world. That's who we were called to be. The people who would be the light that sits up on the hill, and we're the salt of the earth, so coming here, you understand, it took us away from all of the vanity, all of the materialism, and it showed us what was meant to be. And it's just the Bible comes alive here, and you actually experience and have a closer relationship with the Most High. When you say that,
Absolutely.
yeah, a much closer relationship with the Most High. Okay. Before I go to number 5, you want to read some questions, comments? I can't see. I don't have my glasses.
Like PF and Shalom and yes, and
you have to talk louder.
From what I have seen, you have been doing great. I think she's referring to your comments about what the attacks that we've been experiencing.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate that. Yes, the American lifestyle to support their brand, as you said, instead of building our own.
That's right.
We have to understand we have to build our own. So PF has just been saying yes.
I think
she's agreeing.
You feeling it back there? Okay.
So Corey Scuba Kid said yes. I believe he did the same thing to Kizzy. Okay.
Yes. Okay. I thought he did.
Okay.
But you guys, oh my goodness, it's just so emotional. I have cried more here, and I'm not saying it's not depressed cry. It's just being reconnected and just being restored. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So number 5, Africa has also made me strive to be a better wife. Although I'm not perfect, seeing how the women here take care of their husbands is beyond me and has caused me to up my game. I've always been one to care for my man, fix his plate, draw him a bath, and so on. However, this culture is all about the Most High and the family, with the man leading always. The woman cares for her husband, even when the man, by our standards, don't deserve it. The woman here tends to her man as the Bible tells her to. The Most High will judge the man if he's not worthy of her. I've learned to reduce so that he can shine. Too much shine on a woman makes her vulnerable, and the Most High knew this. This is why man is to cover her, not blot her light, but protect the light. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing and is full of favor. Proverbs 18. So I say strive to be a better wife because, I think Amadi will agree that I've always strived and have been a good wife. But here it's taken to another level. These women are groomed to serve their men. They are, and they understand that even though they have strength, and they can exist and do certain things. They don't get behind before their husband. They get his I would say, I'm trying to think of the right word, because it's not called permission, but his
Blessing?
I don't want to say blessing, because
okay.
that's not,
Okay.
we don't like to use blessing.
Okay.
But
So what you want to use?
approval, or your backing, or your support before we go off and do something. Uh, I'm always running things by Amadi before I do it, because as a woman, I get out there and I expose myself and put myself in a situation where he can't cover me, and Amadi does not keep me from doing anything. He sees my strengths, he sees my abilities, but don't get it twisted. Anything that Awa does, and some of you know me as Hava, they mean the same. So if you hear me say Awa, that's Hava. They mean the same. But anything that Awa does, Amadi, is ran by Amadi, and Amadi puts his stamp on it. And that's what we are supposed to do. You can't get before your husband, get out there and get in a situation and you want his protection or his opinion after the fact. We have to understand that there's certain things that women can't see that men can see. There's certain things that women see that men can't see. So that's why a lot of people don't like to hear submit, but listen, I love to submit, because that takes some of the heaviness off of me. For and Amadi, sometimes there has been some things I want to do, and Amadi's like, no, I don't think so. And I'm like, but why? He'll tell me why, and I'll say, okay, if I agree, I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. If I don't agree, I'm like, okay, but I respect that. And I just continue to flow in what, he has graced me to move into, So that's what, and a lot of women may take offense to this, but and I'm going to get better. I used to always fix my husband's plate in the States. He'd come home, I would draw him a bath. And since we've been here in the motherland, we worked so hard that I haven't been able to get back to that. But seeing the women here, how they take care of their men, and men, if the men that are hearing me, if you have this type of woman, please do not mistreat her. Please love her, because when you find a woman who loves you so much to put your opinion and your feelings and drop her desires, for you, man, that's amazing. That's amazing. So it has caused me, even though I thought I was an excellent wife, and I still think I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it just makes me want to be even better, seeing them, how they were. When I say they were groomed to serve their husband. It's just an amazing thing to see.
And during Tabaski, I really saw that in action, because
yes,
the young girls as well as the mother, it was like training.
Yes.
It was like the process that everyone went through. It's like the girls knew, and the mother would sit back to make sure that they treated the guests properly.
Yeah. The mother sat back. She didn't lift a hand, and she wasn't allowed to lift a hand, and we weren't either. So they're not just groomed to serve their husband. They're groomed to serve their mother-in-law, the favorite guests that they bring in. I mean, when I tell you this is a beautiful culture, it's the culture of God. It's the culture of the Most High. It really is. And it's just beautiful to me. So the motherland has caused me to strive to be an even better wife. You want to read some before I go to the next one?
So Modu Lemon Blackman said, really love that view. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Nice.
Shout out to the Soul Food joint for allowing us.
Yes.
You know, if you're here in the Gambia, make certain you come to their buffet. They have a wonderful buffet.
Every Sunday, 2:00.
Wonderful buffet.
Yes,
Yeah.
it'd be very
Yeah.
nice.
It's good for
Very
vegans,
nice.
vegetarians,
Mhm.
and meat eaters too. So
Mhm.
it's for everyone. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's see. Somebody PF said that's beautiful, sad, beautiful and sad.
I think he's saying beautifully said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Aquarius School for Kids. Can you elaborate on what you mean by too much shine on a woman?
Okay, so what I mean is when a woman gets before her husband and it's so much attention on her. I mean, so much attention that she doesn't have her Boaz standing by her to cover her and deflect some of, because your shine is going to draw so many people. I call it anointing, right? It's going to draw so many people. But the Most High, and you know, for single women, you would have a confidant or a spiritual person that you would have in place to cover you. But you can have a group of women when you're single covering each other, but still it's still good to have a male perspective. But I don't ever want to get so big and so out there shining, and people see that light, and everyone that sees that light don't mean you any good. They just don't. And so it's nice. I find it's nice to have my husband. Whenever I get negative emails or maybe people trying to come on to you because they're drawn to that light, they're drawn to that, I have my husband covering me. He knows what I'm doing. He's endorsed what I'm doing, and he's advised me in regards to what I'm doing. So I'm not saying that a woman can't shine. Yes, look at what we do. He allows me to shine. However, he's here to buffer some of that
deflect arrows.
And deflect, because I have had to give him some people's numbers and let him say, okay, don't call my wife.
Hey man, say man.
Yeah, so a woman, yes, we can shine. So don't get me wrong, but when you allow someone, if you're not married, I know young women here who have men friend that they will call or whatever to help them in certain situations or advise them, so that's what I mean. It doesn't mean that you can't shine, but it's just comes to a point where in the world we live in now, in the world that was meant to be, I don't even think that was the case, because this is debatable, but our Bible tells us that a woman was taken from the man's rib, from his side. We were made to stand along each other. There wasn't an adversary that was free to roam. So woman was safe to go through the garden, and man was safe. So the woman, she was made as his helpmeet. The Most High didn't say, I made you to protect her. The protection came after the sin came into the world, and woman became vulnerable, and to the things that were happening through the earth. Women can be taken advantage of in many ways. Most of us are weaker than men, so that's what I'm saying. Basically, it doesn't mean we can't shine, but we need to have someone covering us. Okay.
All right. So MHW Boutique said a Man Support Hardheart.
Yeah.
Aquarius School for Kids said maybe you mean advisement. I guess earlier you were searching for that word.
Advice. Okay. Yes.
PF said that's the history of our people. There has been hidden in our culture. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Kindly Keisha said that's so opposite of African American culture.
Yes, it is.
PF said, wow, that's beautiful. Yes, she's agreeing again.
Yeah.
Millie Newsom, good morning from Atlanta. The view is beautiful. We lose our femininity when we start to take on the male role.
Oh, that's
absolutely.
it. That's
And
it.
PF said, Africa show the beginning of whom we are. And Aquarius School for Kids came back and said, thanks. That's a nice explanation.
Okay, yeah. Great. You know, we don't thank you for asking the question, because what we don't want to do is offend someone and then they just go away with that offense. Anytime we say anything and we need to clarify, please, we love you for that. So yes, you're to the person who said we lose our femininity, that is so true. And I had done that. I was in a profession that was male dominant, and not only was it male dominant, it was white dominant. So I struggled in America to keep from offending my husband. And
well, no, I would just tell you leave that stuff at work.
Well, yeah, but
bring that to the house.
But I still struggled. You know, I struggled, and you know, even sometimes there was arrogance about me when I was in that position, because I made enough money and I felt like I could take care of myself. You know,
speak the truth.
I mean, we talked about this before.
Yeah, I speak the truth.
We talked about it before. I had gotten even to the point where, you know, I was still submissive, but I felt like I was still a little arrogant because I had achieved. I was making good money. I had power as a woman. And but the Most High in me would always bring me back. You know, he never let me he would always correct me. And I would have to go to my husband and say, I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm sorry. But here, I don't contend with that as much. But in America, you know, it's hard. You have to put on many hats. You know, you put into this system where, you know, you have to swim with the sharks. And then you have to come home and be a gentle lamb.
Well, you say the system, and that's again is some of the things that they've done to us that was intentional.
Yeah.
You know, they always pit light against dark, man against a woman, husband against wife.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they've done from the beginning. You know, to make sure that there was always strife and division between either at home, between men and women, the house people and the field people.
Yeah.
You know, whatever the case may be, it's always been to divide.
Yeah.
And when you put women in certain roles and give them that power, they know what happens next.
Yeah.
In most instances. And then you got to the point that most women would say, well, I don't need a man.
Yeah.
You know, that was the next step in the evolution. So, you know, it's always been intentional. But we just have to be smart enough to understand their devices and to not fall into those traps.
Yeah, and we need our godly men.
Yes.
You know, because it's not right for a man to ask a woman to submit when he's not godly. Isn't that true?
That's absolutely true.
Yeah. You want to read that last one before we go to the next one?
MWH Boutique said, I love how you explained it. And kind of like you said, we women don't always recognize our full power, and we can easily dominate, but it's better when we walk in the unity. Yes.
That's true.
Even when a woman is powerful, executive, or athlete, she still ends up wanting her Boaz.
That's right. That's right. And I'm so glad that the Most High was in me and allowed me to see when I needed to digress and go and apologize and submit under my husband, no matter, you know, he made more money than me, but still, it was still a lot of money that I made, and the power, and that can corrupt.
I said that's what the danger comes in.
Yeah, that can corrupt.
If I'm making good money.
Yeah.
And then if I were to say, well, I don't need you either.
Exactly. It could go both ways. It could go both ways.
And that's where more division,
exactly,
separation, divorce, because most divorces come from what?
Money.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, when we married, I wanted to be a stay-at-home wife. I wanted to be. I saw my mom do that, and I saw, you know, the beauty in it. You know, how my dad went out. Yeah, he had 3 jobs. He did. And but my mom took care of the house. The house was clean. We were taken care of. You know, she took care of everything. And my father he never degraded my mom. My mom drove a nice, a fine car. You know, she had very nice things, and she always looked good. I mean, my mom, she still is a beautiful lady inside and out. But my father took care of her, and he worked 3 jobs to do it. And so they thought, and people were so jealous of my mom and dad, you know, because they were an example of what I feel a good marriage should be. A husband covering his wife. Now, this isn't against anyone who has to work, because listen, I had to work after a point, you know, because, and I would say it probably was because of our lust. I mean, if you look back, at it,
what you saw, then you start seeing these cars and houses and.
No, you said you wanted the car. You wanted the car. I was fine.
Oh, okay,
but
BMW.
Yeah. But anyway, I was driving a Toyota Camry, and you wanted to go get something. But anyway, let's go back. But anyway, that is nothing against some people. Some people have to work 2 jobs, so don't even think that we're judging you. But I'm just saying that, you know, basically, seeing my mom and my dad just really inspired me and how to be a wife and what to expect out of a husband. But being here, I see where my mom and dad got their principles. That's one of the things that translated through the slave trade. You know, is in the South, a lot of women were, at my mom age, they were homemakers. You know, they stayed home and they took care of their husband, and you know, so that's something that was retained. I don't know about the North or in Europe or anywhere else, but from where I was, that was something you saw. Okay. And finally, what the Africa has done, or the motherland has done for me, it has made me a better servant. In my young years, I used to serve in my church. But as I got older, I fell away because under those authorities, I couldn't live the full truth revealed to me by the Most High. Here, I can live out loud. I can serve the Most High without judgment from others. I find serving his people an honor even when they don't deserve my gift. Christ came to serve, and so have I. I have found my place here. Serving is difficult at times. However, it's an honor. So what I want to just kind of add to that is when we were in America, and you know, before we came out of the traditional church, I taught Sunday school. I would do the festivals, we didn't celebrate Halloween, but we would do like a harvest fest. I mean, it was just so many things. This was in the Baptist church, and then when we went to a Word of Faith type church, I taught for a little bit, not long, because, like I said, you know, I don't have a problem with structure, but when you feel like the truth isn't being fully taught, you're like,
and you can't be yourself.
You can't be yourself. You can't teach what's in you to teach. Why teach? I mean, if you're going to teach what somebody else believes, let them teach.
More controls than what the government put
on. So, you know, we came out of the church, you know, and for a long time, I just felt empty because I'm a servant at heart. So what I did, I threw myself into serving my family, and it drove them crazy because, you know, I would cook Sunday dinner and want everybody to come over. And if they didn't come over, I was upset. And if, you know, and so I threw my serving into them. And I guess maybe about a year before I started really having just health issues to where I couldn't do those things. And it really made me start to think, the Most High set me down and showed me myself. And, you can't serve people who don't want to be served, but you can offer it, right? So during the time of me sitting down in America, I was getting myself together, my thoughts together, a plan for when we transition here. And when we came here, our initial goal was to start the directory, to serve the people, right? And build a Wall Street again, okay? We were going to do that. We were going to do the YouTube channel, but we were just going to do the YouTube channel, just the YouTube channel. And it was like, maybe a couple of other things that we were going to do, but had nothing to do with serving. So when we got here, it was a hard hit.
It was a punch in the gut.
Yes.
That's what that was.
Yes. We realized that YouTube is just YouTube, and that there was not really any major support base that would help people land a little softer. And that's not an insult. It's just, what we experienced.
We had people that we had contact with.
Yes, but there wasn't a system.
There was no system in place.
Yes. That's what, I hope I said that right. Yeah. There wasn't a system in place. So we started Brothers Keeper. Brothers Keeper is free. It is here every second and fourth Sunday. We've only missed one. And the only one we missed, it was still, we've had to, it still took place. I'm saying we've only missed one. And that was when our children were here. We had to go to Senegal to get them. So we didn't get back till late, so we missed it. But we make it a point to be here because we see that as serving. We could be, we work Monday through Friday, and then Saturday is our Sabbath. So we rest.
Right back at it again Sunday.
And then we're right back at it on Sunday. We could do just like other people and take the whole weekend, but we show up and pray that people catch the vision and are supportive of the movement, the networking, and it's proven to be needed. And then after we started Brothers Keeper, then people we started getting inquiries about, services. So then we started developing services. These are things that took us away from our original agenda.
But things that were needed.
To help.
The movement.
Yes. And believe it or not, we've come under contact, under attack. Yeah. People think you should offer your service for free, but gas isn't free. Time isn't free.
Well, let's speak on the gas.
Yeah.
Right now, because we can go step by step, bullet by bullet. Gas is how much a liter?
I think it's 58 per liter now, 57 or 58 Delasi per liter. So that's over $1 a liter, and four liters.
That's over $4 in a gallon.
4 liters
in a gallon
make a gallon.
So the gas is over $4 per gallon.
It's probably more like $4.50 a gallon.
For a small vehicle, it takes over $50 US to fill it up.
Yes.
For a small vehicle.
Yeah. And the wear and tear on the car here, it's crazy, the wear and tear on the car and the amount of maintenance. So, for people to think, now we have offered free services for people who the Most High has laid on our heart, are people who have used our services in the past, and then they repatriate, and the Most High say, just do this, and we didn't charge a fee. That's happened twice, at least recently.
They had already shown their support.
They've already shown their support. Yes. They've already, had taken some of our tours and use some of our concierge, and we wanted to give back.
And with me, it's reciprocity. If you show support, I will show support.
That's right.
You know, if you do the right things by me, I will do the right things by you. And it's not saying that I hold it hostage, but at the same time, when you recognize what we do, what we're here to offer, and you appreciate what we offer, I don't mind at all reciprocating those thoughts and those efforts.
Yeah. So basically, our role here has become more of a serving job, or not a job, a serving than before. But we're okay with it, because it's what the Most High has caused us to do. He kind of threw us a what you call it, a curveball. Yeah, what we thought we were going to be doing, a lot of it hasn't come to fruition. We still are going to do those things because it was in our plan, but we have become servants here, and
the calling came, and we listened.
Yes. But I do want to say this before we close out. Because of the attacks on us personally, and some of them were serious attempts, or they weren't minor things to be considered, heavy things, we are going to have to pull back some. And we don't want people to think, they're this or they're that.
We may pull back some, but I'm not going to let someone's, what's the word I'm looking for? Failed attempts to kind of tarnish our image or our name have a negative impact on what we offer to everyone.
Yeah.
I don't want that to become a hindrance to the movement and what we're here to stand in the gap for people.
Yeah.
The things that we do.
Yeah. But what I don't feel comfortable with anymore is driving people around that I don't know. That's going to be something that.
I mean, we can discuss the details later.
Yeah, but that's what I'm speaking of specifically.
Okay.
Because it's scary.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary when you realize that everyone isn't, everyone isn't good. Okay. So yes, this place has brought the servanthood out of us, and I love it because that's who I am anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And Amadi as well.
So Patricia said good morning from Patricia.
Grand Rising.
Okay.
Grand Rising.
Aquarius School for Kids, can I ask you why you went from Baptist to Word of Faith? What is Word of Faith?
Okay, Baptist was just what I was brought up in. Didn't have a choice in the matter. But so basically, Baptist was you had rules, once saved, always saved. You could just pretty much do anything and still make it to heaven, I don't even know if I believe. I believe in heaven, but I don't know if I believe in the type of heaven that they were selling to us. So, but anyway, that was Baptist. So Word of Faith was basically more faith-based. It wasn't once saved, always saved. You were judged based on, your actions. You could fall from grace. And it was more spiritual, speaking in the prophetic languages, which we did that in the Baptist church, believe it or not. But speaking in the prophetic languages, things of that nature, that was Word of Faith. So now we're just children of the Most High.
And more prosperity.
Oh yeah, and that also Word of Faith was prosperity. It was heavy with prosperity.
Yeah.
And I think that's where some of our materialism came in when
Absolutely.
we were under that prosperity teaching. Mm-hmm. And so we're not down in prosperity, but when you're righteous, it's going to happen anyway.
Correct.
So it's not anything you have to focus on. Abraham was righteous and he was wealthy. But he was wealthy not for him. He was wealthy for him and for the people around him. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference.
Okay. PF said, yes, always put us against each other. Absolutely. Patricia says, you're so right in all that has been said.
You have to read louder, baby.
Patricia said, you're right, and you're so right in all that has been said. She also said, so sorry that I was late. No problem at all.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Okay, so to close out, I just, and this is I'm reading what I wrote and what I was reading in my time of meditation. These are among some of the notable changes this spiritual place has brought about in me. Is the transformation easy? I would be lying if I said it was. Is it beautiful? It's a hands down yes. My advice to you is to find your path. If the Most High calls you to the motherland, then answer for sure, but stay in your lane. The safest place to be in this world is in the will of the Most High.
All praises.
All praises. And that is what we wanted to share with you all. We thank you all for joining us. I am not sure what the topic is going to be or if we're going to have a guest. For the ones coming in late, Amadi and I, we're just going to have to be much more careful about the people we interview and we bring before you. We want to be in prayer, and we want to be more, cautious, because we have people repatriating based on a lot of the things that they hear. And that's another thing, vet your YouTubers. Don't just move based on what YouTubers are saying. Yes, it's costly to make a trip, unless the Most High is telling you, appeared to you in your dream and told you to come without a visit.
Audibly tells you.
Yeah, and told you to go here and hook up with this person or that person. Unless he told you that, we say, make a visit.
Absolutely.
The Bible says, try the spirit by the spirit. So why would we, unless he tells us, why would we just move up, just jump up and just, and I'm not saying that that's not, some people don't do that, and everything works out. So please don't think we're saying that can't happen. But what we're saying is be careful.
So let me say this real quick.
Okay.
Whereas Scuba Kid said, today's writing sounds like the beginning of a good book.
Wow. We talked about that today.
Yeah.
We talked about that today. You all, when I tell you some of the things that we have been through in the last, 3 months, we have tried to smile. Nobody knows. But Amadi has said that this is a lifetime movie. It is a lifetime. We kid you not. We kid you not. We're like, we came all the way to the motherland to find ourselves in a lifetime movie.
And the sad part about all of that is the fact that we came all the way over here to the motherland, and other people came under the auspices of community building, rebuild Black Wall Street, reconnecting to their roots. And that wasn't the case. Try the spirit by the spirit, as I was saying.
Yeah.
Everyone that's coming over here is not coming with the right intentions, not coming with the right mindset and the right frame of mind. So you have to be careful as to what you hear, and vet what you hear, and just, be slow with your movements. Don't just hear somebody say something and you go buy a ticket and take off, because you might get disappointed. Unless the Most High come to you and say, go to camping. like that monkey on Planet of the Apes. If he's not in your ear, I suggest you take your time with that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. But in all things, prayer and supplication.
Yes.
Make your requests be known. If you want to be somewhere, and the Most High will make it clear where you need to be, and He will make a way for you. Yes. Okay. So, is there any more comments before we close out, honey?
Patricia said, "I agree."
Yes.
And of course, Scoop said, "Thanks and take care."
Okay. Thank you all so much. And we will see you same time, same place next Sunday.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Family.